Okay, so today I'm looking at making a body butter, but more than that, it can be used. It's super great if you have really dry skin, eczema, if you got rough elbows or feet, um, and it can do a lot more than that. You can actually put it in your hair or on your scalp if you have dry, itchy scalp and or dandruff, and it will take it away. So I'm going to kind of go over what we got and how we're going to do it. So I like to start. I use a lot of the plant guru, easy for me to say. So this is really great stuff, and let's see if you can read that here. Um, Super great. It works so well. I also have same company, but the raw mango butter. And then I happened to just pick up the Kirkland because I was out of the other one, but it's organic coconut oil, and then sweet almond oil, and then my other two little secret ingredients that we'll go over here in just a moment. You're gonna need a pan that you don't use for cooking. So I have this old one that I use to make my soaps that have some of the same ingredients in it. Um, and so this is kind of like my other items. It's just not for cooking. It's an old one that I found out in the woods many years ago. It's just kind of dented in the bottom, but it works great. And then I have my spatula that is only for this kind of stuff. So let me go ahead, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start scooping in, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I currently have 1 scoop of the shea butter, 1 scoop of mango butter, and 1 healthy scoop of the coconut oil. Now, I'm going to use the sweet almond oil as well, but this is a liquid form, so it's just like one good squirt. Okay. I don't tend to measure these because if you're give and take a little less, a little more, it's fine. It doesn't change anything. So from here, I'm going to turn my burners on very low. Make sure I turn on the right one here. And we're going to kind of let these melt, and we're going to stir them as they melt. Now, the trick to these is you can make them as often as you want. You can double the batch if you want. I currently put them in an old facial lotion jar, but you want your jar that's wide enough so that you can easily get your fingers inside. And I also don't like my jars very deep. I used to try to use just a canning jar, and I found it was just too deep and it was difficult when it got to the bottom, so I no longer do that. Okay, it's starting to melt down pretty good right now. So really you can use this as a daily skin moisturizer. Don't mind my dogs going crazy in the background. For your face and body, it's great for dry skin relief, dry scalp, blemishes and wrinkles, sunburn, to soften up the skin on your feet, especially heels, stretch marks during pregnancy, eczema, and it can also reduce blemishes and scarring. So it's got a lot of good qualities to it. And as you can see, it's starting to really liquefy here. I've been using this recipe here, concoction, for probably about 8 or 9 years, I guess. It works great. It's easy to make. It takes like no time. I mean, I can do the whole thing in like less than 5 minutes. So now I have this other jar. I do not always make batches with this, but I am today. I just wanted to mention this. This is actually rice oil, and it's great if you happen to be a person that has arthritis, or if you have very achy bones and stuff, and you're just gonna put a little bit like that in, And you can get this online, or you can sometimes you can get it from like local vendors. I got mine at the local growers market. But it will help you if you have arthritis or just achy muscles and stuff. So I don't always put that in, but I did this batch just because I don't hear it really talked about on any channels. So it's a favorite of mine. And then of course, a scent is always pleasing. Now I love my essential oils. I buy them all the time. I have a big bulk supply of them. Right now I just made soap that is strawberry lemonade, so I also have my concoction. And you can go with as little or much as you want. Everybody has their own preference. I like to smell it. I don't want to second guess if I'm smelling it. I enjoy the fragrances. So now that I am all melted, I'm going to pour it into my mixing bowl. Okay, so I have it in the mixer. Now, I typically will let it sit for just a few minutes to cool down. You can use a hand mixer. You can do it by hand. But it's however you choose, whatever you got, you know. I just don't want to work harder than I need to. So I give it a little mixy here. And then what I can do is pop it in the fridge for about a minute or so. And then I'll come back and I'll mix it again. And we'll keep doing this till it becomes whipped. Okay, so it's getting a little harder. It's been in the fridge for a while. You can put it in the fridge or freezer. Like I mentioned earlier, it only takes a few minutes to put together. This is actually the longest part of it. And just kind of whip it. And as it cools down from the heat, it will get thicker and it will become a solid. Okay, so I'm going to put it back in the fridge. A few more minutes. Okay, so it's whipping up quite nicely. At this point, I'll probably go ahead and scrape it into my little jar here, make it easy to get it out. If you have a problem with it getting really clumpy later, a couple of reasons that could happen. One is it didn't dissolve all the way. 2, it wasn't whipped good enough. Or 3, you had too much butter and not enough oil. And it really doesn't matter. I've messed up and done that myself. Basically, you can just kind of scoop it out and let it dissolve in your hand. And then with your body heat, it'll become pliable. This is really great. Like I said, you can use it on so many things, and it's healthy for your skin. Your skin just loves it. It goes on smooth. My skin absorbs it up like it's no tomorrow. It's also great, as a side note, if you happen to know anybody that recently got a tattoo, it helps promote the proper healing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this in my jar, and that will be it. So I hope you enjoyed this and can learn a little from it. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.